In this video, we're going to talk about all of the new virtual production updates from ARwall and how they're making virtual production more affordable and easier to do. Real quick, you're watching VP Land. Special thanks to our sponsors for helping make our NAB coverage possible, Blackmagic and Atomos. And now, back to the video. What's up? I'm here with Renee from ARwall. Renee, good to see you again.
What's up? Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, excited to see what we got going on here. So kind of what are we looking at? What's new with ARwall?
All right, so here at the booth, we are showing ARFX. ARFX is our virtual production product line, basically for prosumer and indie. So if you are interested in getting involved with virtual production, but you're not ready for ARFX Pro or professional line, ARFX is going to be a great place to start. It's just under $200 to get started here. In fact, I should correct myself. We have a product here, the ARFX Scenepacks, which if you're interested in getting started, you can use your smartphone as a tracker, your TV as the backdrop. It's going to be $74.99 for you to get started with that one.
Okay, and what's the difference between this indie level one and the pro level?
So the main difference is going to be actually this guy over here. If we walk over here, the prosumer and indie ecosystem is made to run on this guy, the StudioBox, which we are releasing here at NAB Show for the first time, starting at $32.99. What this is going to have is all the capabilities to do minimum viable virtual production for in-camera effects, which is what we're showing up here.
Is this powering the scene we're looking at back here?
This guy is powering that scene and that backdrop right over there. It's also driving the lighting and everything else. So this can do in-camera effects, so like the normal like LED volume backdrop type stuff, as well as green screen and augmented reality. It's got a 4080 Super and the StudioBox Max. So this is a streaming machine that's gonna last you a while and get everything you need to get done, both for the XR filmmaking side of it and the AI side of it too, which we're also talking about a little bit here in this year.
Yeah, so you want to talk more about the AI? What do you got going on?
Okay, so you can see here we have a Product of the Year nomination. That's for the ARFX Filmmaking Suite, and that is an XR AI Filmmaking Suite, which is something new that we're doing this year. So what is the AI component? Look at it this way. There's 3 problems in virtual production. We're attacking each of these problems in a different way. The first one is the cost of the screen. We have here a beautiful Sony Bravia Pro screen. This is going to be $6,700, including stand and installation, to get this up and installed. This is very popular among education clients because this has a proprietary non-layer finish on it. What that means is you can shine lights directly into it, and it's going to have very low light reflectivity. That maintains deep blacks and good color reproduction. So that's the first one, bringing down that cost point. The LED screens can cost anywhere from like $100,000 up to get one of those. This is under $10K to make this one happen. Second is me, the specialist that knows virtual production. I'm very expensive for our clients, and I'm the one operating the technology and being trained for years to make that happen. We want to get this software to the point where if you're a filmmaker, if you're just learning about virtual production, you can be up and shooting in an hour. That's what this software is made for, and hopefully that's what we're showing off here today. I think people agree with me. It's similar to a camera menu or a video game menu. So if you're familiar with either of those, this is going to be simple. And then lastly, the third one is, I think, the most exciting for the AI stuff. Everything that we've talked about previously has assumed that you already have the environments. You're a 3D modeler, you're an environment creator. But what happens if you're not? What happens if you're a filmmaker, a cinematographer, a producer? What do you do? So we have 2 solutions for that. One is we released the ARFX app. This has a marketplace of pre-configured scenes compiled with different lighting, bookmarks, everything like that you would need in order to get up and shooting. These are now available to purchase online on our website or through the ARFX app, which is a desktop configuration tool that you can use instead of Unreal Editor to get started with virtual production.
So those are like pre-configured scenes, locations, you can just bring them in?
Yeah, pre-configured scenes, locations. If you happen to be an Unreal creative shop and you're interested in getting your scenes into the marketplace, that's also a conversation we're willing to have right now. We're excited about that, partnering with other creators. And then the last thing that I'll mention is, let's say that you really have a custom need. Very basic, let's say you're a marketer, an e-commerce professional, something like that. You're making a large amount of content and you need hundreds of backdrops. What do you do? Are you going to pay for all of them and independently have all of them made for you? So we created a solution to solve this problem called ARFX Infinite Studio. This can create 2D assets for environments, 3D environment assets, as well as video assets and music for you. So combining all 4 of these together, we're hoping to create a tool that is so valuable for filmmakers that they can let go of many of the traditional monotonous parts of 3D environment creation that they traditionally
So explain, so these are AI generated assets.
These are AI generated
assets.
assets.
How does the 3D generation work?
The 3D generation works in a couple ways. You can either do a traditional text prompt, type in what you want for the environment, and then it starts to spit that out for you and give you something in the environment. But what we recommend, and this is what I think makes our workflow unique, is what we're saying is look at it the way that pre-production, production, and pre-production principal photography and second unit photography goes. So during pre-production, we're creating all our concept art, all our assets, and we're trying to refine, this is the look and aesthetic of the film, this is, we're doing this, not that. So that's where your 2D assets come into play, and they'll generate those for you up to 8K resolution. Second, the creation of 3D environments is basically you're going to go into this traditional type of process with in-camera effects. And the 3D environments will be generated from the 2D assets that you previously generated. So I want to be clear here. You design in a 2D process, and then there's an automated method to go from 2D to 3D.
Okay, so you're like, give me the scene, you get to figure out what image you want, and then it generates. Is it doing in a 3D like you can move around, or is this like a 2.5D where you get some parallax?
Excellent question. So no, this is not some fake 2.5D thing where you can only move like 15 feet or something like that. This is going to be actual 3D geometry, actual textures and materials on this 3D geometry, and yes, it'll figure out the backside of the objects. I mean, this is the point of the AI thing, is that there is enough data in a 2D backdrop to generate a fully 3D environment. And creating those 2D designs so that they fit for that automated process is all about what Infinite Studio is all about.
Yeah. Nice. And it sounds like similar process, well, not similar in creation, but idea of like photogrammetry, scanning a scene, a real life place, bringing it into like a 3D environment.
It's very similar. The difference being we can now do this off a single view. So instead of having 100 different photos of an environment, we can extrude off of a single view of the environment. That's pretty dramatic because all of a sudden I can come up with an idea in 2D, single view, and then extrude that into a 3D environment. That's why we think it's powerful. The most important aspect of this is, though, injecting ethicality back into AI filmmaking in two ways. One is, this is a tool that a filmmaker uses to build their own model for their own project instead of using someone else's model. That's important. The second one is the portability of that data, that training data that filmmaker builds is portable. You can download it, you can take it away. If you want to stop using it.
So your generations, like, are the filmmakers able to submit their own images and train it, or is it like using an existing model?
Everything happens automatically through the chat agent, and that's why we're so proud of this, is that this chat agent has a persistent memory. So if you tell it, this is the type of film that I'm making, this is the style, this is the genre, these are the inspirations, it will remember that whether you're making 2D assets, 3D assets, video assets, or music. It's going to remember all of that as much as it possibly can.
That's very exciting stuff.
Thank you.
I wanted to get back to the ARFX. We talked a lot about AI stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got the StudioBox. What do we see displayed here?
So we're seeing displayed here at ARFX Scenepacks. Let me show you a little bit about what this is. Come over here with me.
So this is a scene from one of your marketplaces?
Yeah, so this is a scene pack from one of our marketplaces. This is a club. What this is here is I'm able to, obviously, I can manipulate the environment just as you would like a video game, like in traverse it, go up, down, everything like that. Then we also have lots of kind of built-in goodies here. Like we can turn off the fog. We can go to kind of different locations here, find out cool stuff that's happening. And then let's say that I have a completely new scene and I just want to load it up. This is something that you can do with our plugin to create these scene pack bundled together. And so what I do here is I load this up and all of a sudden I'm in another environment. Now it's not just a static environment, it also has multiple different lighting iterations built in here. So in just seconds, I can kind of dial in what I want. And let's say that's not enough. Let's say that I want it to be a lot warmer or a lot cooler or something like that. If you're familiar with Unreal Editor, this is all going to seem familiar to you. This is every tool that I might need in order to complete my shot.
But in a much easier to use interface.
Yeah, much easier to use interface. So you get, very simple. I save it. Everything that I'm doing here, I save, and then I can resume the scene and I'm ready to continue shooting. If I change my mind and I want to go back, I also have a save history, which allows me to go back. So this is quality of life features and filmmaking features that are not present and Unreal Editor's version of virtual production that are present in ARFX. And hopefully that's why we've become one of the leading virtual production plugins.
Right. For the box, you can set this all up. You don't have to deal with Unreal. You can just load in a scene.
Exactly.
And make it going.
So we are in a situation now by using our ARFX product ecosystem. You do not need to learn Unreal Editor in order to complete beautiful shots like this.
That's awesome.
This is the ARFX app. So we teased this last year. We're actually using it this year. So what this is, it's a marketplace and configuration tool for in-camera XR. So you can discover your scene, you can subscribe or purchase the scene, download it to your local device, and then run it just as you're seeing here as a compiled Unreal Engine environment.
Using your phone to move around.
Yes, at that point you can use your phone as the tracker, your smart TV as the backdrop, and all the normal menu system that most people associate with our professional tool. You have all those professional tools in the maps themselves. Why is this important? We've actually done this specifically for productions for Disney and Warner Brothers and stuff like that, because it speeds up the process of distribution and it simplifies the process on set for the operator on set and makes it just much faster process. The last thing that I'll mention here is everything that we've kind of talked about previously at ARwall. It assumes that you're generating your environments yourselves. But what if you don't have the ability to generate beautiful environments? We've created a tool here that solves this problem. This is ARFX Infinite Studio. It has 4 modules: the creation of 2D assets, 3D assets, video assets, and then music. So here's showing off the creation of a 2D asset with a simple 5-word prompt. We're able to then upscale this to 8K resolution if we were so interested. For most of virtual production, we're not going to need anything more than 8K resolution. So this is going to be a great fit for most people using this type of backdrop or even a professional LED backdrop. Second, once you've created this environment and you kind of want to extrude this into a 3D environment, you use the second module and it actually will then extrude that into a 3D environment. Here we're showing a prototype. So what this one does, it's highly selective. It just selects the staircase in the middle of the room. And what we're working on right now is making it less selective.
That's a 3D model.
That's a 3D model. And just to be clear, we thought of this, 1 minute earlier, and then a minute later, we have a 3D thing that this never existed. There was no photo of this object. Everything is AI generated. So we're talking about single view, AI generated 2D imagery being the basis for 3D environments, and that means no part of the real world is involved anymore. And what we see is the only part of the real life that's going to be involved is you're going to still have your amazing live action talent. You're still going to have beautiful photons coming out of the screen, hitting your actor, hitting your objects, and going into the lens of the camera. And I think that is like what we believe that filmmaking is going to go towards. Continue to be live action oriented here with live action actors, but every other part of it, the environments, everything like that will be virtual and AI assisted.
Yeah, well, that's awesome overview, Renee. Just to recap, so I know we covered a lot. So recap the different products and subscription and the pricing that we got.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're showing a lot here. ARFX is an entire XR AI filmmaking ecosystem, but we're showing off here the StudioBox, which starts at $32.99. That is the hardware that is going to run your micro studio, whether you're doing this at home or in a small stage. Then you've got the ARFX Pro plugin, which starts at $199 per month for a subscription.
So you get the StudioBox, you need the plugin for access for access to the scenes.
For access to the scenes, that's going to be the ARFX app. We're currently looking at a $79 a month subscription to get access to the Essential Scene Pack. This is a basic stock environment. And then this summer, we're coming out with ARFX Infinite Studio. That's the AI tool. And we'll also be coming out with ARFX, the mobile app, which allows you to remotely control everything that I just talked about through your smartphone iOS device.
Okay. Thanks so much, Renee.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of our NAB coverage over here at this playlist and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.